Come on, give me a carrot. Come on, give me a carrot. Aha, I got one. Hey guys, Steelboy925 here, and welcome back to episode 5 of my Minecraft tutorial series. You saw in the opening clip there that I spent a little bit of time getting myself a carrot. I also got a potato at the end of the last episode, and again I got those by killing some zombies. I also got a couple of other drops here, and I want to get back to some farming. But before I do that, let's smelt up some of the iron that we got in the last episode. So real quick, I'm going to smelt up 3 cobblestone, which will make 3 pieces of stone. In the meantime, let me show you some of the other stuff that I got here while I was out in the night fighting some mobs. I got some rotten flesh, a couple spider eyes, some string, a little bit of gunpowder, and I also got these used up armor from some mobs that dropped them. So occasionally you find mobs wearing armor or even holding a sword or something. There's a small chance that they might drop those. And I don't need this stuff right now, so I'm going to put it away. I'm going to put all that stuff away. I'm going to hold on to my carrot and potato because I want to plant those and eventually get some pigs. I'm also going to grab my berries that we have from the first episode, and I'm going to plant those just to have another food source. And then these bones, which I also got from killing skeletons, I'm going to hold on to and show you how to make bone meal. And actually we got 3 pieces of bone meal right here as well. So let's check on our furnace. We got these 3 pieces of stone. I'm going to put those right back in and cook those into what's going to be smooth stone. So we got to wait a little bit for those to cook. When those are done, I'll get back to you and show you a new recipe. We have our 3 pieces of smooth stone here, which we got from cooking that regular stone. And let's use that to make a blast furnace. So just like the smoker here can cook food faster than the furnace, we can also make a blast furnace which will smelt our iron here faster than the regular furnace will. So we're going to open up our crafting area, take these 3 smooth stone that we just made, place those across the bottom. We're going to place a furnace in the middle and then surround it with these iron ingots, just like that. And that's going to make a blast furnace. So I'm going to set this right on top of the regular furnace, I think. So just like we did, oh, I need more coal. Coal. So just like the regular furnace can cook one of these items, you can also put them in the blast furnace and cook them significantly faster. So you see that there versus putting it in the regular furnace. That one's barely done and this one's already on to the second one. So I'm going to leave those in there, let them cook in the blast furnace. I made a iron axe in between episodes because I wanted to collect some more wood, which I placed in here. I'm going to grab that because we're going to start building with that. I also want to make an iron shovel. So let me show you again. Make your sticks, and just like we made a stone shovel, putting 1 piece of cobblestone on the top, just like that. You make iron tools the same exact way, but using iron ingots. So now I got an iron shovel. I'll put this one away in case I need it later. And let me show you one new block. If you take a shovel, this can be a stone shovel as well, and you right click on grass, it'll make what's called a path block. So right click with your shovel and it makes this path block here. And this is just for looks, there's no function to it, but I'm going to do this here to kind of make it look like I've walked on this little path quite a bit. Just like that. So there's a new block there. So I went back to go get that stone shovel because I should have mentioned that when you create these path blocks, it actually uses up the durability. And I don't want to break my brand new shiny iron shovel making these path blocks. So I went back, grabbed the stone one. It actually broke while I was doing this, and I made a second one right here. But I got this little pathway done right here. I also made these 2 little fenced in areas here where I want to plant some crops. Now remember that when you plant crops, you need the soil to be hydrated, and in order to hydrate soil, we need water. Now because there's no water here, I'm gonna use this this bucket that we got while we were caving. Now right now it's full of water, so I'm gonna come down here to the end. I'm gonna place this water source on the end, and it's gonna start flowing. So water in Minecraft will flow 8 blocks, and only the first one is a water source. So if I try to pick up this water here again, you can't grab it, right? You can only grab a water source. So I'm going to put that back right there, and I'm going to go to this little pond that's over here and grab another another water source. So I'll just right click in here and just grab some more water. And let me work my way out. So I'm going to come over here, and instead of placing it on the second block here, I'm going to place it on the third block. Now, one thing with water in Minecraft is that if you have an infinite source here and an infinite source there, it'll create an infinite source in between them. So now if I grab this water here, it just reforms another infinite source. So again, I can skip one, place it here, and that just formed another infinite source. So I can grab one, place it there, and work my way down just like this. And so now I got a little water trough here. Let me do the same thing on the other side. So I'll place one on the end, come back, place one on the third one, and now I have an infinite water source here, and I can just keep going back to it. Alright, so now I got two little water troughs here, and I can till the soil. I showed you one way to create an infinite water supply, and that's by placing a water source on two ends of 3 blocks like this. The other way to do it is to have a 2x2 and place water sources diagonally from each other. So I placed one on that end there, I'll place one on this end, and it turns the 2 adjacent blocks to infinite water sources. So those are the 2 ways right there to create an infinite water supply. So I got my soil all tilled over here. It's all getting hydrated because of the water, and I'm ready to start planting. So I'm going to grab this potato that I got from a zombie while we were caving, and I'm going to place it on the end here. So now, just like the wheat, that'll eventually grow up and I can harvest it. Now, one way to speed up this process is to use bone meal, which you get from bones. So if I take these bones and I place one in my crafting area, it'll make 3 pieces of bone meal. So I'm going to do that with all of my bones. And then what you do is you take your bone meal and right click on this, and it'll instantly grow it to another stage. So that just grew up to, if I press the debug screen, that's H5 now. You can see that on the right side where it says targeted block Minecraft potato H5. If I right click again, now it's fully grown and it's ready to harvest. So I'm going to left click to break it, and from that one potato I now have 5 potatoes. So now I can plant these here and do it again with all of these. So I can just hold right click, and now I'm ready to harvest again. So I'm going to get a decent amount of potatoes here, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the carrots on that side. So I ran out of bone meal, but I got a full section of potatoes on that side. I started growing a little bit of carrots here, and I also planted some seeds on this side to get some more wheat. Now the berries here don't need a water source, so I'm just going to plant these over here on the side. So I'm going to put a row of berries down like this, and then I'm going to put a row of berries on this side as well. Just like that. One more thing I want to do is I want to be able to walk across this water without falling into it, because if you were to jump on your farmland like this, you will actually destroy it, and I don't want that to happen trying to get out of the water. So what I want to do is place some blocks here that I can walk across. Now if you put a solid block like a plank, which is an entire block, in the water source here, it'll actually destroy the source and replace it with your block. So if I were to break this here, you can see that now the water's flowing because the infinite source is gone. But if I use a slab, which is only half a block, it'll actually leave the water source. So this is what's called waterlogged. Now it's even though there's a slab there, there's still a water source as well. So I can place these across like this, and there's still water under those logs. So if I break one of these, you can see the water's still there. So I can hydrate my soil, and at the same time I can walk across when I'm farming. So I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. And let's go check on our berries over here. These things grow pretty fast. So first the small bushes will grow into this full-size one, and then when you see the red berries on there, that's when they're ready to harvest. So I can just right click on this and you see the berries pop off. Now one thing to note is that, let me take my armor off here. If you walk through these bushes, you'll start to take damage. Now if you stand still, you won't take damage, but as soon as you move, they will prick you. Now, if you're wearing armor, it's not that big a deal, but just one thing to note. So I came back to my shelter here to sleep through the night. My iron was done cooking, so I pulled that out, and now I'm gonna put my iron in there, and that'll cook as well. So just like the iron ore turns into iron ingots, when you smelt the gold ore, it turns into gold ingots. So I'm gonna let those smelt, and I'll come back to them. I'm at the entrance here of where I went caving in the last episode, and one thing I should have mentioned is it's a good idea to make a little outpost, so you can just set up a little base in case you die. You have a good point to respawn. So what I did is I came down here and then I blocked off the areas so that there's really only one way down. I know that I got to work my way down here, and then I made a little just a little room in here. I put a door to keep mobs out, so I can come in here. I got myself a workbench, a couple furnaces. Remember, you can make blast furnaces as well. I got a couple chests so that whenever I go caving, I can work my way back, store some stuff here so that if I die, I don't lose everything, and then go out again. I got a little bed here to set my spawn point. So if I lay down, even if you don't sleep through the night, you can right click and then hit escape to come back out. That'll set your spawn point. So now if I die, instead of spawning up over in my shelter, I'm going to spawn here and I'll be closer to my stuff. Now, the reason I came down here right now is I'm looking for gravel. And I want gravel for when I make my little pig pen. And this is gravel right here. So I'm going to start digging this up with the shovel. This is actually one of the few blocks in Minecraft that has gravity. So, or I should say is affected by gravity. So if I break this one, the ones above it will actually fall. Just like that. Right? Same thing when you place these. If I were to place it up here, it's going to fall down. So let me mine these up. You see there was a piece of flint that dropped right there. There's another one. So whenever you dig up gravel, there's a small chance that you'll get a piece of flint. Let me grab all this gravel here. Then I'm going to head back to my little outpost and show you a couple recipes. So I got myself a little bit more than a stack of gravel. See, I got 64 here and then 2 more. Let's make some new blocks here. So one of them is these ladders. And you do those by making sticks first. And then you take your sticks and you place 3 on the left, 3 on the right, and 1 in the middle, and that'll give you 3 pieces of ladder. So let me make some more of those here. And we can also make just like we made stairs and slabs with our wood planks, you can also make those out of cobblestone. So if I place my cobblestone in that stair pattern, I'll get 4 pieces of stair. Let me make some more of those. I think I'll make even more. And then you make slabs just like we did the wood slabs. So 3 across the bottom will give you some slabs. Let me make some more of those. And you place these in the same way. So what I'm going to do is, so that I don't have to jump every time I come down here, or more for when I go back up, is I'm going to place some stairs here. And that'll be an easier way up. So I'll break that. Place some stairs here. And then I'll start using some of these slabs as well, since you can walk up slabs. And I'm just making an easier way up here, so that instead of having to jump, I can just, walk. So I'm gonna just improve my path here. Okay, well, I'll finish this off with some more stairs later. But let's work our way up here, and then let's place some ladders. So it's actually dark out, so I'm actually going to head back down and sleep first. I slept through the night, and I'm working my way back to the entrance here. Now, instead of having to jump stack every time I get in and out of here, and doing that by jumping and placing a block under my feet, I'm going to use these ladders I just made. So in order to place these, again, you just right click, and you can climb these by just walking up to them. So if I hold forward, I'll start going up the ladder, and I'm going to keep placing these on my way up. And now I have a way in and out of this deep hole right here. So let me head back over to where I'm doing my farming and ranching over here, and I'm going to make a pig pen. So I've been smelting some of my cobblestone here into regular stone, and the reason I did that is so I can make some stone bricks, which you see here. Now in order to make those, you take your regular stone, place 4 of them side by side, and that'll give you stone bricks. Now it doesn't have to be these 4, it could be any 4 blocks. Just like that. You could even do it in your crafting area here in your inventory. Place 4 of them like that, and that'll give you stone bricks. Another block I want to show you is called the cobblestone wall. So if I take my cobblestone here, place 3 across the bottom and then 3 right above that, it'll make cobblestone wall. And just like the fence, these are a block and a half tall, so mobs can't jump over those. Let me make a bunch more of those. I got my stone bricks, my cobblestone walls, and I want coarse dirt. So when you dig up grass, you get these dirt blocks instead of grass. I'm going to take those, place 2 of them diagonally like this, and then take the gravel that I grabbed and place 2 of them diagonally in the opposite direction, and that'll give me coarse dirt. So let me make some more of those, and I'm gonna go make a little pig pen. So I started this little pig pen here. I made this interesting wall pattern just by using some stairs and some slabs and placing them in different directions. Made this little archway here out of some wall. Made a little path going into the inside of the pen over there. And now the rest of this, I want it to look like mud. So if I were to place regular dirt here, it would eventually turn back into grass because of the grass blocks next to it. They spread onto regular dirt. But if I fill this with coarse dirt, it'll stay dirt forever. So that's how I'm going to make the inside of the floor here look like mud. So let me finish this off. I'm going to put a roof on this thing, and then I'm going to lure some pigs that I found over in that area. So occasionally when you're harvesting your potatoes, you're going to get one of these, a poisonous potato. Now don't eat these, because if you do, you're going to get poisoned. So see, now I got poisoned for 3 seconds, and that'll slowly take your health away. Alright, I finished my little pig pen here, and I found some pigs over in that direction. So I'm just going to lure these guys in here. It's going to be a little tricky for them to get through the one wide door, but I should figure it out. Come on, guys. Attempt to number 2. Alright, got him in. So I just harvested up a whole bunch of wheat, and I'm going to come over here, open up my crafting table, and I'm going to take this wheat and fill up all 9 spaces here. So when you do that, you'll turn your wheat into a hay bale. So I'm going to make some more of those. Let me make a few more. And if you want to turn this back into wheat, you just take one of these, place it in there, and that'll give you 9 wheat back. So you can turn your wheat into hay bales, and then you can turn your hay bales back into wheat if you want to. But I'm going to use these as decoration here. I took out all the grass when I made this little area for the sheep, and it's looking a little boring now. So I'm going to place a couple of these here, just like that. And then I want to show you another use of the bone meal. So remember, you turn your bones into bone meal. Not only can you use these to grow crops, but you can also bone meal grass, and it'll regrow these this tall grass here and give you some flowers as well. So I'm just going to add a couple of these in here just to make it look nice again. Take a little bit of it back out, just like that. And now this sheep area is looking a little bit nicer. So I'm going to place some hay bales over here with the cows as well. Oops. Place a couple of these in here. Just like that. Alright. One more thing you can do with your wheat is you can make food out of it by placing 3 across in a row like that and making bread. So just like a lot of the other recipes, as long as they're 3 in a row horizontal, it doesn't matter where you put them. So you can put them here too. That'll give you bread. These potatoes that we harvested, you can eat raw, but they don't give you a lot of saturation back. So what you want to do is cook these up. So I think you can put them in the smoker. Yeah. All we need is a little bit of fuel. And so now we'll have some cooked potatoes as well. And I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you stick around.